Just an exhaustive stack of sources, articles, agent notes, all of it, to give you that advanced analysis, the kind of knowledge that, makes you the sharpest mind in the room.
And our focus today is, well, it's the foundational architecture of professional women's basketball.
Yeah.
Our mission is simple, but it's crucial. We're identifying and really analyzing the 7 players playing right now who are just unequivocally destined to be the cornerstones of the WNBA for the next 15, maybe 20 years.
Yeah, this isn't just a list of who's hot right now. This is a shortcut. It's a shortcut to understanding the league's entire evolving landscape and its future power structure.
We're basically tracking legacy in real time.
Oh.
But before we can project forward, we have to set a benchmark. What does it actually mean to be the face of the league?
Right. It's a term that gets thrown around a lot, but historically it required something specific, a kind of, an almost intangible ubiquity.
Historically, being the face meant your name was. It was truly synonymous with the WNBA itself. Especially in those formative years. We're talking about the pioneers. Cheryl Swoops, Rebecca Lobo, Cynthia Cooper.
Oh, geez.
Exactly. Their visibility was limited to these very traditional, very high-impact channels. They were the stars in the few big Nike campaigns, the focus of every single WNBA commercial. Their faces were literally what the league was selling. They were trying to build a fan base from scratch.
So they had to carry the entire weight of the league on their shoulders, marketing-wise.
The entire weight. They defined the league's infancy just by being the few marketable superstars available.
And what we're seeing now, based on all this research, is a total rewriting of that blueprint. We've identified 7 players who aren't just selling the league anymore. They're driving its, frankly, explosive growth and changing the very definition of superstardom in women's basketball.
What's truly transformative here, and what the sources just hammer home again and again, is the radical shift in how fandom works. For decades, there was this huge chasm. A college superstar would graduate, and poof, their massive, devoted fan base often failed to follow them directly into the pros.
Yeah, the WNBA had to win them all over again.
Yeah,
right? From scratch.
every single time. But that chasm, it's gone. The transition from NCAA stardom to WNBA influence is now virtually seamless.
And we need to get into the mechanics of that. Why is it seamless now? It seems like it's driven by 2 big factors, NIL, of course, and just continuous media exposure.
Absolutely. The NIL era lets players build and grow these massive public profiles while they're still in college. They're already public figures, they're brand ambassadors, long before they even think about the draft.
And that celebrity is sustained year-round. It's not just during the college season anymore.
No, it's a full calendar.
Yeah.
They go from a deep college run, March Madness, which gets huge ratings.
The biggest moments of the year.
Right, straight into the draft, then the WNBA season, and now into off-season leagues like Unrivaled. Fans are getting fed content almost 365 days a year.
Which means the brand investment is totally front-loaded. The kind of brand recognition that took the pioneers years to build through a few TV spots. These players are generating it themselves on social media and through NIL deals before they even sign a pro contract.
It's a continuous, self-reinforcing loop. Visibility, celebrity, performance, it all feeds itself. So they enter the league not as prospects, but as established, totally bankable entities.
That sets the stage perfectly for our list. We've got our 7 names. We're starting with the 2 undisputed phenomena defining the market right now, the dual faces of the league. Then we'll move into the next waves, the niche masters, and finally, the deep future potentials who might just have the gravity to shift the entire collective bargaining agreement.
Let's do it.
Let's jump straight in. Section 1, the poles of the conversation, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. They are defining success through 2 fundamentally different but equally powerful paths, on and off the court.
Starting with Caitlin Clark, she is, as one source put it, the no-brainer face of the league right now. Her on-court identity is it's pure electric scoring dominance. But the core insight is that her style isn't just fun to watch, it's a strategic anomaly.
Okay, detail that for us. Her game is defined by this crazy unpredictability and range. How does being able to shoot from 35 feet from the logo fundamentally alter a WNBA offense?
It's transformative. It forces defenses to extend their coverage to a degree we've just never seen before. Historically, a WNBA center could drop back, protect the paint, knowing that a shot from beyond 25 feet was, a low percentage prayer. Clark completely eliminates that luxury.
So the whole court opens up.
The entire court. When you have a player who can pull up with confidence and efficiency from the logo, the entire opposing defensive scheme has to shift 10, 15 feet further out. That creates massive passing lanes, cutting opportunities, uncontested layups for her teammates that, frankly, past superstars just couldn't generate with their shooting gravity.
She's not just a scorer.
Yep.
She's a strategic weapon.
Exactly. And that sounds like a textbook definition of commercial value.
Right, and her impact on the Indiana Fever is immediate. We know she had some significant injury issues her first season, but one source made a key observation. Even with an attrition crisis, the team was playing with their 17th player because of injuries, the Fever still made a deep playoff run.
The ability to elevate a completely depleted team like that, it speaks volumes about her foundational value. And that success, even when they're struggling for health, that directly informs her commercial appeal. She's the rising tide that lifts the entire franchise.
And the brand blueprint is already so robust. We're way beyond just general endorsements. She debuted her personal logo. The anticipation for her signature shoe is probably the biggest sports business story in the league.
Yeah.
How is her brand structured differently from, say, a foundational star like Swoops back in the day?
It's a great question. When Sheryl Swoops got her signature Nike deal, it was about Nike selling basketball. With Clark, it's about her transcending the sport. She's elevating the whole ecosystem, the Fever, the state of Indiana, the WNBA as a whole. That makes her indispensable. Her commercial success is tied directly to that intense, watchable, high-volume style of play she's had since Iowa.
It's a performance brand.
It is a brand built on performance and utility. She's the face of performance sportswear.
Okay, so if Clark defines success through pure offensive gravity and performance branding, we have to pivot immediately to Angel Reese, because she chose a distinctly specialized path, focusing on a skill that isn't, traditionally seen as the face of a league, rebounding.
Angel Reese has mastered the art of the glass. She has etched herself into the history books as a consecutive double-double record holder. She had a stunning run of 15 straight games and set a single-season rebounding record.
15 straight, wow.
Yeah, and this focus on volume rebounding, what one source playfully called knee bounds, it demonstrates that dominance doesn't require being the primary shooter. It requires mastery of a specialized, really high-value lane.
But where the real conversation starts is off the court. The research notes her off-court influence sets a new precedent for women's basketball players. She has the most followers on Instagram of anyone on this list. She's walking for Victoria's Secret, appearing at the Met Gala, has her own line with Juicy Couture. Her brand is lifestyle, high fashion, celebrity. It's a sharp contrast to Clark's performance brand.
This is a critical distinction. Angel Reese has proven that in this NIL and social media era, a player can leverage specialized on-court excellence, like her rebounding dominance, as the launch pad for massive lifestyle celebrity. She has maximized her personal narrative and marketability in a way that, previous generations who were restricted to just athletic brand deals, they simply couldn't.
Okay, but that raises a crucial question, and this is where the friction point lies. The sources also mentioned that for her career to keep climbing, her game needs to keep elevating, particularly in passing and offensive creation, which is a common challenge for post players. So, with the immense pressure and time demands from these huge fashion and media deals, is there a risk of her being a better celebrity than a pro if she doesn't prioritize that on-court development?
That is the central tightrope walk for this whole generation. The challenge is balancing those entrepreneurial demands with professional obligations. While Reese's off-court success is unparalleled, the Chicago Sky have to structure their team to maximize her unique skill set. She doesn't need to be Clark, but she does need to evolve her offensive decision-making.
Right, so it's on the team to build around her strengths.
Exactly. If she just refines her passing and her outlet game, she enhances her specialization. She forces defenses to respect her playmaking ability when she secures that board.
So she needs that structural support to succeed in a way Clark might be able to do more individually. These two, Clark and Reese, are really the poles of the league's conversation. They prove that superstardom can be defined by scoring dominance or by specialized mastery coupled with just explosive, lifestyle-oriented off-court branding.
It's two different paths to the same destination.
Okay, moving into section 2, the next wave. We're talking about players whose transition from NCAA stardom to WNBA influence has been so fast, so impactful, they really bridge that gap we discussed. Let's start with Paige Beckers and Sabrina Ionescu.
Paige Beckers represents the immediate pure scorer's ceiling. but also the enduring power of pedigree, coming off a national championship at UConn and immediately winning WNBA Rookie of the Year. I mean, that showcases that seamless transition in its most potent form.
And she didn't just meet expectations, she completely obliterated rookie records. A 44-point rookie record, she became the Wings franchise rookie scoring leader and an all-star. The source material analyzes her game as, characterized by this amazing one-on-one ability. It notes she is not afraid to pull a vet on an island and cook them.
And what's technically fascinating is the part of her game this sources highlight. She is bringing the mid-range back.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, in an era that's so dominated by the three-point shot and attempts at the rim, the mid-range is often abandoned. Beckers has turned it into a weapon. That reliable 12 to 18-foot jumper is crucial late in the clock against complex zones or when the three-point line is just heavily contested. It shows a mastery of fundamentals and versatility that is so rare in young players.
The consensus around her future is frankly staggering. Her own teammate used a phrase to describe her potential that the source material applies perfectly. She said, "This is the worst that she's going to be." That implies just this relentless, aggressive future improvement.
That phrase essentially establishes a floor for her performance, not a ceiling. We are projecting single-game scoring records in her future, challenging league standards. And yes, her mid-range proficiency, while it's not a track record, it will define her dominance. She has the skill set to become the most efficient volume scorer from that area of the court in the history of the league.
Wow. And she also has that compelling personality required to be a future face. It's described as that perfect mix of the right amount of cockiness, but also being humble. That magnetic yet approachable personality generates massive fan investment. I mean, my mother is her #1 fan. It's that kind of devotion that the Sources Project will make her a huge star.
Yeah.
Fans invest in players who combine elite skill with compelling swagger.
That combination is vital for foundational players. You have to be incredibly gifted, but you also need to generate that specific watchable charisma that turns casual observers into dedicated fans.
Okay, now let's shift to Sabrina Ionescu. Her journey is a really powerful case study in perseverance, resilience, and dedicated brand building, despite, encountering some significant adversity early on.
Her college career at Oregon was, frankly, revolutionary. She built attendance better than the men's team. She put that entire program on the national map. Her mastery of the triple-double was a national storyline.
But her professional start was just marred by terrible timing. Remind us of the context.
She was drafted #1 overall in 2020, straight into the COVID shutdown. Her phenomenal Oregon team, which everyone predicted would win the national championship that year, they were just robbed of their crowning moment. Then, her WNBA rookie year was immediately hit with a severe ankle injury that really hampered her development.
And the New York Liberty struggled for a while.
They struggled profoundly.
Yeah.
They're often finishing near the bottom of the standings until the organization was able to successfully add forces superstars like Brandon Stewart to truly elevate the team to title contention.
So her story becomes a critical testament that even a generational talent like her needs help to succeed. Her journey proves you can master the individual skills, build a dominant college brand, but winning a championship. That requires organizational competence and team building. It connects her path directly to the lessons the Sky have to learn with Angel Reese.
And despite all those early setbacks, she's become a phenomenal brand builder. It's beyond just she has a signature shoe. We need to look at the market positioning of that shoe. Her Nike line is performance-focused, heavily tied to the repeatable elite skills she demonstrates. It's a brand strategy that emphasizes her credibility as a relentless competitor.
And that leads to the benchmark she set for skill specialization, shooting greatness. Her name is now just synonymous with the three-point contest. When we talk about future champions, the standard is set by her. Someone must eventually dethrone Sabrina at All-Star Weekend. That status alone solidifies her as a long-term face of the league, even with those challenging early years.
It's the consistency. She doesn't rely on flash. She relies on technical mastery that is quantifiable and repeatable under pressure. That's a brand built on trust and precision.
Okay, our third section focuses on the power of specialization. These players show that excelling in a single high-value lane, whether it's defense or shooting, is a totally viable path to becoming a foundational star. Let's look at Cameron Brink and Aaliyah Edwards.
Cameron Brink is maybe the best example of how a defensive identity can become the face of the league in the modern era. And while her rookie season was shortened by injury, her start was breathtaking. She immediately showcased elite, high-volume shot blocking paired with efficient scoring in the paint, just utilizing her incredible length.
Before the draft, there were some significant concerns from analysts about her shot blocking. She credits her volleyball background for it, but they worried if it would translate to the WNBA without getting into excessive foul trouble. Did she prove them wrong?
The answer is a resounding yes. Her technique is unique. Unlike traditional high-leaping centers, Brink relies on anticipation, timing, and an exceptional reach. She's more like a volleyball middle blocker, timing her jump perfectly on the weak side. She adapted to the pro game so rapidly, managing to block elite scorers at an unprecedented rate in her first 11 games while staying on the court.
So her trajectory is clear. She was on pace to set rookie block shot records during that initial run. We're projecting a CAM DPOY campaign within just a few seasons. This emphasizes a crucial point. Defense, when it's dynamic and dominant like hers, can absolutely make a player a face of the league. It generates highlights and creates a strategic identity for her team.
And her market alignment is flawless. She knows her lane. Being placed with the Sparks in the Los Angeles market maximizes her brand potential. She has major brand deals, hosted a popular podcast, and the source material explicitly notes her potential to transition seamlessly into a full-time modeling career after basketball. That dual power elite defense and high-level fashion and media alignment is a strategically perfect recipe for enduring stardom.
She is the modern specialist. She leverages her technical skill to gain brand footing in the biggest market. Now let's turn to Aaliyah Edwards, or I. The source frames her as future talent, since she's still finishing her career at UConn.
Her essential ingredient, like you said, is her shooting. But we have to elevate that analysis. It's not just that she's a good shooter. I possesses the kind of hyper-efficient perimeter shooting gravity that acts as a lever to unlock the entire rest of the offense. That is a hallmark of a true foundational star.
So provide the context for us. Why does her deep shooting specifically guarantee her a place as a foundational star?
Well, great shooters always have high value in the WNBA because they inherently spread the floor, they open up driving lanes, people stop what they're doing to watch them work. The comparison is often drawn to the gravitational pull of a Stephen Curry. If I realizes her full potential, she could be among the league's greatest knockdown threats. In the conversation with legendary shooters like Allie Quigley, who was, a player whose name was always in neon lights on every opponent's scouting report.
And she's also working to become that highly valuable two-way or 3-and-D player.
Yeah.
She knows she has to commit on defense.
Exactly. The foundational faces of the future cannot be liabilities on one end of the floor. And off the court, she's already a successful businesswoman, aligning with brands, and she's widely known as the people's princess because of her approachable nature and strong social media following. That fanfare, that public appeal, it's non-negotiable for the long-term success of any future face of the WNBA.
This brings us to a moment of, I think, necessary reflection. We're talking about the future of the league, but underlying this entire list is a crucial, persistent threat, the absolute necessity of staying healthy. We've mentioned prior injuries for Clark, Reese dealing with her wrist and hand, Buckers with her knee, Brink's recent setbacks, and we're about to get to Watkins.
This is a systemic issue.
Yeah.
The sheer amount of physical investment these players make, the continuous calendar year of high-intensity play, it places immense stress on their bodies. For any of these players to fulfill their generational promise, health is the central requirement. The financial investment and the marketing machine built around them is fragile. One career-altering injury can derail the growth trajectory of an entire franchise and potentially dampen the league's overall momentum. It is the silent killer of potential. It places an enormous burden of risk on these young stars.
All right, let's move to our final section, pure potential. These are players whose extreme generational potential is so massive that the source material suggests it could fundamentally shift the league structure and rules entirely. We're talking about Dominique Demanga, and Juju Watkins.
Demanga represents the leading edge of a globalizing WNBA. She's incredibly young, only 19, and was a high draft pick coming from France to the Seattle Storm.
And I share the excitement here. The optimism around her ceiling is so high that the source material quotes the same phrase used for Buckers. This is the worst that Dom is going to be. What she's showing now, even as a young international player who's still adjusting, it just suggests phenomenal future dominance.
When you're analyzing her potential, the historical comparison is essential. Lauren Jackson. Jackson, who also played for the Seattle Storm, was an international phenom who came in young and quickly became dominant. She's still the only international player to win 3 WNBA MVPs. Demanga reminds us of Jackson not necessarily in play style, but in the potential to rapidly absorb the pro game and carry a franchise to championships.
Her game is already defined by this sheer, breathtaking athleticism and an almost instinctual knack for where the ball is, especially on the offensive glass. And that athleticism is already translating to excitement in leagues like Unrivaled.
The biggest piece of fanfare around her right now is the anticipation for one specific moment: her first professional dunk. The sources note everyone is just holding their breath, waiting for her to throw it down. That moment, when it happens, is going to be a defining viral clip.
I am still manifesting the alley-oop connection I imagined. Paige Becker's throwing it to Demanga for the flush. If that happens, the WNBA website might actually crash. The league would get its perfect viral marketing moment. She is positioned to lead this new wave of young, explosive international players making a definitive name for themselves. The globalization of the talent pool isn't just happening. Demanga is leading the charge.
And finally, we reach Juju Watkins, the generational talent that commands the most provocative and historically significant comparisons we've discussed all day.
She is described as must-watch TV and worth the price of admission. Watching her score 50, 40, 30 points, it's simply a shooting clinic. We are talking about one of the best scoring skill sets ever watched, possessing elite fundamentals as a 3-level scorer. She can, quite literally, get a bucket from anywhere on the court against anyone.
Her market power is already legendary, even while she's still in college. The sources detail the immediate impact she has on attendance. USC games, which previously had clear views of the court, became completely sold out high-ticket events overnight. This is a local superstar who had her high school jersey retired in LA, the city she's from. She creates immediate scarcity and demand.
And this leads us to the analogy that truly stunned me in the source material. We've heard the WNBA commissioner compare Clark and Reese to the Magic Johnson and Larry Bird rivalry, the rivalry that saved the NBA. But the analogy for Juju Watkins. The source's opinion is that she is the Michael Jordan who is coming, representing the absolute highest level of individual league-shifting superstardom.
And that kind of gravity isn't hyperbole. It has tangible economic weight. This potential has led to extraordinary speculation. The source material mentions that the WNBA is entertaining the possibility of changing the rule in the collective bargaining agreement about when a player can enter the league, simply because the league, the owners, and the fans did not want to wait on Juju Watkins to satisfy the current age requirements.
Okay, just to clarify that rule for everyone, the current CBA mandates that US-born players must be 22 years old or have completed their collegiate eligibility. The fact that the league would even consider bypassing this fundamental rule for one player, it just demonstrates her singular financial and cultural value. She is a player capable of shifting the business structure itself.
However, we have to pause for that crucial health check. She suffered an ACL injury last March, which ended her incredible College Player of the Year campaign. The immediate hope for the future is that she returns healthy, finishes her time at USC strong, and potentially plays alongside another generational talent like Jazzy Davidson.
And her skill set, that ability to score at the rim in the mid-range from deep day, it echoes the versatility of a player like Maya Moore, a former face of the league and an MVP winner in the 2010s. Juju has that same ability to dominate every aspect of the scoring game and do it with an efficiency that just commands attention.
So if we synthesize this incredible list, the collective importance of these 7 players is crystal clear. They are the gateway drug into the WNBA. They possess the necessary aura, that element that draws people in, particularly new fans who follow their massive college brands. And once they're in, those new fans discover the countless other really great basketball players already thriving in the league. That's what ensures broader, sustained growth.
Yeah, we've identified such distinct success models here. You have the dual faces Clark, the performance brand, and Reese, who maximize the lifestyle and high fashion branding. You have the pure scorers like Becker's and the resilient brand builders like Ionescu. We analyzed the niche experts Brink dominating on defense, I projecting that hyper-efficient, deep shooting prowess, and finally the generational, rule-breaking potential of Malanga and Watkins.
Right, and the history of women's hoops, from the WBL to the ABL and the WNBA pioneers, it's rich with superstars. But the ultimate, most critical challenge for this new generation of faces is not accumulating accolades or securing brand deals. They're already masters of that. Their challenge lies in managing the immense, suffocating pressure and the ever-present risk that comes with generating unprecedented visibility and commercial expectation, especially given the history of career-altering injuries that have already touched nearly every single player on this list. Their trajectory depends entirely on incredible physical resilience coupled with the mental fortitude required to manage brand empires under constant scrutiny.
That is the essential insight. If the WNBA is already entertaining speculation about changing fundamental CBA rules bypassing age requirements just because they did not want to wait on one player like Juju Watkins, it proves the value of this talent exceeds the current business structures. So what fundamental aspect of the league would have to change, whether it's compensation, travel standards, the speed of expansion, to properly and sustainably support this explosion of talent and commercial power for all the players on this list? That is the real challenge these foundational stars will have to confront in the next